Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to the ancient city of Halicarnassus in modern-day Buderam, Turkey. We're here to uncover the story of one of the most magnificent structures ever built. A wonder so grand it gave its name to all future monumental tombs. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. So, grab your virtual passport, and let's explore this lost masterpiece. Our story begins not with the tomb itself, but with a man named He wasn't a king or an emperor in the traditional sense, but a satrapa regional governor for the vast Persian Empire. He ruled over Caria, a region in southwestern Anatolia, from 377 to 353 BC. But Mausolus was no ordinary administrator. He was ambitious, cultured, and had a grand vision. He moved the capital of Caria to Halicarnassus and embarked on a massive building program, transforming it into a city of unparalleled beauty, complete with a new harbor, a fortified wall, and a grand theater. Mausolus ruled alongside his sister and wife, Artemisia II. Yes, you heard that right. It was a common practice among Carian rulers to marry within the family, to consolidate power and keep the royal lineage pure. Their partnership was not just political, it was deeply personal. They shared a vision for their kingdom and a profound love for Greek art and architecture, which heavily influenced their projects. Even before his death, Mausolus began planning his final resting place. This wasn't going to be just any tomb. It was to be a stamentum monument so spectacular that it would immortalize his name and the glory of his reign for all eternity. He envisioned a structure that would blend the architectural styles of the East and West, the monumental scale of Egypt, the columned temples of Greece, and the pyramid-like roof of Lycia. He spared no expense, summoning the most renowned Greek artists of the 4th century BC to work on his masterpiece. The team he assembled was an all-star cast of the ancient art world. The architects Satyros and Pythias of Priene designed the overall structure, and for the sculptural decorations, Mausolus hired 4 of the most celebrated sculptors of the age. Scopas of Paros, Bryaxis, Timotheus, and Leos. Each was assigned one side of the monument to adorn with incredible reliefs and statues. It was a collaboration of genius, the likes of which had rarely been seen. In 353 BC, Mausolus passed away, leaving his dream project unfinished. But his devoted wife, Artemisia, was determined to see it through. Grief-stricken but resolute, she poured even more resources into its construction, wanting it to be a testament to her love for her husband. Legend has it she was so consumed by her sorrow that she mixed his ashes with water and drank them, literally making herself a living tomb. While that's likely a dramatic embellishment, her dedication to completing the mausoleum was very real. She oversaw the project with tireless energy, ensuring that every detail was perfect. Unfortunately, Artemisia herself died just 2 years later, in 351 BC, before the tomb was fully complete. But by then, the artists and craftsmen were so invested in the project, so proud of what they were creating, that they decided to stay and finish it at their own expense, considering it at once a memorial of their own fame and of the sculptor's art, as the Roman writer Pliny the Elder tells us. So, what did this legendary structure actually look like? Based on ancient descriptions and archaeological findings, we can piece together a stunning picture. The mausoleum stood on a massive rectangular stone platform. At its heart was a tall, solid podium, its walls decorated with breathtaking marble reliefs depicting scenes from Greek mythology, like the battle between the Greeks and the Amazons. Above this podium rose a forest of 36 magnificent Ionic columns arranged like a Greek temple. Nestled within these columns were statues of gods, goddesses, and heroes. This wasn't just a tomb, it was a temple to the deity. The sculptors created incredibly lifelike figures, capturing a new level of emotion and realism that was groundbreaking for the time. Crowning the structure was its most distinctive feature, a stepped pyramid roof, composed of 24 steps, tapering towards the sky. And at the very apex, the grand finale, a colossal marble sculpture of a 4-horse chariot, a quadriga. Inside this chariot stood statues of Mausolus and Artemisia, riding together into the afterlife. The entire monument was estimated to be about 45 meters, or 148 feet, tall, roughly the height of a modern 15-story building. It was a dazzling sight, built almost entirely of pristine white marble that would have gleamed in the Mediterranean sun. For over 1,500 years, the mausoleum stood proudly, overlooking the city of Halicarnassus. It survived the conquests of Alexander the Great and the rise and fall of empires. Travelers and writers from across the ancient world marveled at its beauty, and it was quickly added to the definitive list of the 7 wonders of the ancient world alongside the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. It was a symbol of artistic achievement and eternal love. But like so many wonders of the ancient world, its glory was not to last forever. Its downfall wasn't sudden but a slow, gradual decline. Between the 12th and 15th centuries, a series of powerful earthquakes rocked the region, damaging the structure severely. The mighty columns toppled, the statues fell, and the Great Pyramid roof collapsed. The once magnificent monument was reduced to a ruin. The final blow came in the early 15th century. The Knights of St. John of Rhodes arrived in the area and, needing to fortify their new castle, the Castle of St. Peter, which still stands in Buderim today, they saw the ruins of the Mausoleum as a convenient quarry. They dismantled what was left of the tomb, using its polished marble blocks and decorative friezes to build their castle walls. In a cruel twist of fate, the very stones that were meant to immortalize a king were repurposed for a fortress of war. Some of the finest sculptures were even burned to make lime mortar. It was a tragic end for such a masterpiece. For centuries, the exact location of the mausoleum was lost to history. But in 1852, the British archaeologist Charles Thomas Newton, funded by the British Museum, began a determined search. Guided by ancient texts, he excavated the area and finally uncovered the foundations of the tomb, along with fragments of the incredible sculptures that once adorned it. He discovered pieces of the friezes, a colossal statue believed to be Mausolus himself, parts of the chariot horses, and many other treasures. Many of these finds were shipped to London and are now on display at the British Museum. While it's sad that they are no longer in their homeland, their preservation allows us to witness firsthand the incredible skill of the ancient Greek masters. If you ever visit the museum, you can stand face to face with the art that once graced one of the world's greatest wonders. Today, if you visit Buderim, you can go to the site of the mausoleum. It's a quiet, open-air museum. You won't see the towering structure, but you can walk among the foundations, see the massive green stones that formed its core, and view some of the remaining fragments in the small on-site museum. It's a humble and poignant sight, a place for quiet reflection on the passage of time and the fleeting nature of glory. You can stand there, in the very spot where it once stood, and try to imagine its breathtaking scale and beauty. The legacy of the mausoleum lives on. The word mausoleum itself, which we now use for any grand tomb, comes directly from the name of King Mausoleum. His ambition to create an eternal monument succeeded in a way he could never have imagined. Though the building is gone, its name, its story, and its influence on art and architecture have truly achieved immortality. It reminds us that even when great structures turn to dust, the human desire to create beauty and to be remembered is a force that echoes through the ages. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to ancient Halicarnassus. I hope you enjoyed exploring the history of this lost wonder. What do you find most fascinating about the mausoleum? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more adventures into the past. Until next time, stay curious.